What's up, guys? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall market. Just notes that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. Deposit $100 and you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. Deposits $2,000 and you're guaranteed 30. And the offer ends very soon at the end of March. Anyways, as far as the market is going, okay, Tesla is down 5%, despite the fact that SPY is down 0.13%, and the QQQ is down about 0.3%. So Tesla is very weak right now. The question is, why is this happening? What did Jerome Powell say? Let's talk about this, and I'll break down the charts in more details. So the first thing worth mentioning is the fact that I am kind of late, by the way, for this video because I was waiting for Jerome Powell to finish his testimony. That was going on for a very, very long time, by the way. Otherwise, I would have uploaded a video much quicker. I was just listening to his testimony, waiting to see. But anyways, I want to say that as far as the market is going, okay, Tesla is very weak because of the fact that there's a lot of headlines coming out saying that Tesla is looking very weak compared to BYD. They're comparing their sales, and just know that compared to what they saw last year, BYD did see a bit of an increase for their hybrids and overall sales, whereas Tesla's sales are down about 11.5% compared to January of the previous year. So that's a total of about 63,000 Teslas that were sold in China, whereas BYD sold about 300,000. Of course, their market is bigger because they are locally sourcing them. And then you have to remember that for others out there, things will change. But keep it in mind that there's a lot of these negative pieces of news coming out. I personally want to say that it's not really good to compare them because we're just 1 month into the year, and it just doesn't really do a good job at really looking at the different circumstances. I think it's best to just know that Tesla is a very, very big company fundamentally for the long term. We have to just like compare the data to what we saw like a previous month. Just compare Tesla with its own data. I don't really like to compare different EVs like that. But Tesla's still ahead when it comes to developing FSD, developing different robotics and AI. There's no company that's like Tesla, so you have to give them credit as well. It's very different from BYD. They're not the same. So like I said before, I don't want to compare them too much. There's also a lot of news about Elon Musk. All the headlines are saying that Elon Musk is just too involved in politics. His political activity caused some share price downgrades from different analysts, and that they're blaming Elon Musk for the reason why we're seeing their sales decline. So I'm seeing that all over the place. He's just getting criticism after criticism, and it's just not the best of news. So, what is my view on this? Honestly, guys, you cannot pin everything on Elon Musk. Yes, his politics are not always the best for Tesla. I do admit that. His views and whatever he is always going to say, he's always going to be very, very political, and that's just not the best, at least for a CEO to be doing that. But you have to consider that that is the cost of having Elon Musk, but it's not necessarily the end of the world. It's kind of like a trade-off. So Elon Musk, you can't just look at the bad in him. You have to look at the good as well. Elon Musk has done a lot for the company. He's helped build a very, very great team. The vision of Tesla is very strong. You have to give Elon Musk credit where it's due. He has proven to be one of the best CEOs in the world, believe it or not. He has made a lot of great strides for humanity. I think he's going to do a great job at leading Tesla. But the cost of having him as CEO, the trade-off is that, yes, he will get political and it will lead to some, periods where Tesla may not get the best sales. I think that politics could play somewhat of a role. We have to be very, very open-minded to all of this. But anyways, I also want to say that you can't pin everything on Elon Musk. Sure, he is very political. I'm going to admit that. But like I said before, you can't pin everything on him because with Elon Musk constantly talking about politics, maybe the sales decline a little bit here and there, but that does not give us a full picture of everything because you have to consider that it's just January. It's not February. It's not March. It's not June, July. We have so many months left for the year, and we just got started. There could be a decline also because of different factors, such as the fact that the Model Y refresh is coming out. So don't really be too angry at Elon Musk. I would just say that let him do what he has to do and give it time. We know that Tesla's a long-term play, and these downside moves are just creating more buying opportunities. So please be very open-minded and very, very, very patient. Besides that, there's still headlines screaming about how their sales are down, blaming Elon Musk. The California sales are actually down about 11.4%. German sales are down about almost 60%. The French sales are down 63%. The UK EV sales are up 7%, but for Tesla, they're down 8%. And in China, Tesla sales are down 11.5%. So lots of negative news. It is what it is. That's causing the share price to dip. And right now, Tesla remains relatively weak. We also have Jerome Powell giving his testimony. It was very interesting. So in the beginning, he just gave his same old speech as he always does. John Kennedy started asking him about the economy, and he mentioned that Jerome Powell deserves credit because the economy is in a decent place. We're not in a recession, and so on and so forth, based off the data that's being presented in front of us. Right? I'm just saying this based off the data that Jerome Powell is reading. So when he said that, the market pumped a couple of points, but as time went on, he was questioned about tariffs. He was questioned about what's going on. He said he didn't want to be too political. He did not want to comment on tariffs. And he mentioned that circumstances were very different in 2018 to 2019 to compare them to now. So he was doing a very, very good job at remaining professional and not really commenting on politics. He was asked about the security of our banking system and things like that. And besides that, he didn't really say anything else that was too significant, just the same old stuff as he always says. With that being said, we have Donald Trump coming up next. Donald Trump could be announcing more tariffs on more countries as soon as today, if not later on. It could even be tomorrow. So I don't know when he's going to be doing this, but just get ready, guys. Once he makes the announcements, this could shake the market. So we'll see how it ends up going. So as far as the market is going, we're going to talk about Tesla first. First, Tesla's looking a little bit more bearish if you look at the daily time frame. We're continuing to reject here. We have this gap all the way down here now in the 320 area, but there is the support to watch for very close to about 330 flat. If that fails, I'm looking for that gap all the way down there to get filled. To balance, you want to reclaim at least 340. Otherwise, we're still favoring the downside direction. Tesla's still looking very weak compared to the markets. Watch 332.5 as our first support. If it doesn't hold us, we're looking for 330. If that fails, this is going to be a bigger dump, so keep that in mind. It's still looking relatively weak unless we try to reclaim 340. As far as SPY is going, I'm a little bit in the middle with SPY. So Jerome Bell helped us hold up. We're now kind of like in the middle. There's a gap down here at the 600 area, but SPY is not broken down in either direction yet. It's stuck in the middle. There's the possibility of this being kind of like a head and shoulders, but we'll see, guys, if we get a rejection or not, or if this is about to break out. If we break past 605.5, we're looking for this to attempt to get back up to 608. If we end up losing 602, we're looking for a dip closer to that gap fill at 600. Haven't done either of these. We're stuck in the middle. We're just shuffling right now on SPY. So give it some time to develop. We'll see if Donald Trump makes an announcement. We'll see if we end up breaking one of these resistance levels. On the QQQ, we have resistance at 528. Our support's at the 525 zone. If we lose that, this will be dumping a lot more as we have a slanted head and shoulders. But as of right now, it has not done that. It's still holding up well, so give it some time. It's shuffling, and we're going to likely see that continue. For the Russell 2000, we're getting rejections right over here. It's looking a little bit weaker than SPY and the others. Watch if 225 holds or not. If not, it could be dipping to about 220, the 223s, so be careful. On ES, we're in the middle, so we're retesting this resistance. We pushed a bit thanks to Powell. Now we're watching to see, are we about to get a rejection from here or not? It could go either way depending on Trump's tariffs, but for now, this is what I'm basically eyeing. We got a retest of the resistance. Are we about to break this resistance thanks to CPI, or are we about to get a big rejection? It depends on CPI and Donald Trump's tariffs. Are we about to get that rejection or not? We're going to watch this very, very closely. Could go either way. I'll kind of like adjust my analysis a little bit. We could go either way, but we'll see. Every time we've hit this yellow trend line, we have rejected. So far, we're not doing the best of jobs at breaking past it. So we'll see if we get a rejection or not. Just know it may depend on Donald Trump if he says anything. NQ, double top like structure. We'll have to see if we end up losing 21,600 to turn back down. We're just shuffling right now, so it needs a little bit more time to develop. Bitcoin's rejecting. We could be dipping to the 95,000 area. Nvda pumped to about 135 and it's dipping just a little bit. We'll see how the tariff news affects this. If it breaks and holds above the 133s, we could try to push for that gap fill. If not, there's going to be a risk of us returning to about 130 and then 128.5. So we'll see how that ends up going. So just keep that in mind. Once again, for Tesla, we're looking a little bit weak. We're watching that 332.5 support. And then we have this resistance all the way up here around this 336 zone. So we're just kind of stuck right now. I want to see it reclaim 340 to turn back up. If it loses 330, we will be a lot more bearish. Otherwise, it's shuffling a bit, but there is still a downwards direction on it. It's still very weak compared to its counterparts. On Apple, we got a nice bounce. This is holding up very nicely, especially after Jerome Powell's speech. Watch and see how we end up reacting, though. If 235 breaks on Apple, we're going to be looking for 238. If we lose 230, though, we could be dipping back down. So we're in the middle between these EMAs. So I'm going to be waiting for this at least very, very carefully. For Coinbase, we're looking a little bit more bearish. We're going to be looking to see if this dips towards 266. Amazon pumped all the way up to about 232, and now it's dipping a bit. So we're going to be watching to see if 230 holds or not. Meta's trying to push here. It's looking a little bit more bullish as it bounced off 710. So it could be looking for an attempt to get back up towards like 718 or so. And then two more, we have Microsoft, which is kind of looking bearish, making lower highs. We could be dipping towards 408 or below, so watch to see if that ends up being the case. And Google's kind of stuck in the middle, so it could go either way as well, as we're stuck between this range. So look at 185 to 190 is our range. We're stuck in the middle. Could be dipping a bit more towards that, so we'll see how it goes and then give this some time. That is it for my video, guys. Thank you all so much for listening. Most stocks are kind of flat right now. There is a risk of some downside, though. And then we're just waiting to see if Donald Trump is about to make this announcement on new tariffs. That's going to cause a big move. He says, or at least he said yesterday, that he's going to most likely do it today or tomorrow. So we'll see, guys. We'll see if Donald Trump makes the announcement, and then that could affect the way in which our equities market moves. So get ready, guys. Be very, very patient, and we'll see how it ends up going. Okay, I'm going to be a little bit more unbiased on this one. Just wait and see, and then we'll watch and see what kind of trades end up coming up and how this ends up going. Thank you for listening. Have a good one. Unfortunately, Tesla's a little bit weak right now, but once again, I'm still a big bull for the long term, and this is just creating more opportunities for us to scoop up shares for cheaper. Non-financial advice when I say that, but I'm just here to give you guys a very unbiased updates. All right, thank you for listening, and peace out.